If you're watching this in the first couple hours of it going up, I'll be live on Twitch hanging out. Come hang out. I got Facecam on. We're playing some games. We're chatting. It'll be fun. Come hang out. If you're not seeing this in the first 2 hours, drop a follow anyway. I'm live almost every day. Yeah, enjoy the story. All right, so today's story time is a good one. A great one, even. It's one of those ones that I look back on and I think about it, and it's just ironic. It's a very ironic one because, it's not what you expect, Like, in this story time, it's really not what you expect. Like, you read the title and you think you know what's going to happen, but I promise you, you don't know what's going to happen. So, if you enjoy this, leave a like on the video if you do, and let's get into it. So, today's story time all takes place back when I was 16 years old. Now, it was just after my 16th birthday. It was literally like a week later. And the way that I would usually celebrate my birthday every year back then was on the day of my birthday, I would celebrate with my mom's side of the family. And then on the week after or so, I would go do something with my dad's side of the family. So I kind of got 2 birthdays, which was kind of cool, right? I didn't get any more gifts than I normally would because that'd just be a cheat code. But I did get to celebrate twice, which was cool. And around this time, I wanted to go see a movie. So yeah, that was the plan. On this day, I was going to see a movie with my dad, my sister, a couple other family members from that side of the family, and we were going to see some random movie. Honestly, I wish I could remember which one it was. It might have been Interstellar, because I remember this movie came out around that time, but I don't remember, and you'll hear why I don't remember very shortly. So, me and my family went to the movie theater, we got snacks, found the theater we were going to be in, sat down, the preview started. We were just sitting there, kind of just munching, watching the previews, hanging out, having a nice normal time, right? And I really thought that nothing could possibly go wrong in this situation, right? Like, what could possibly go wrong? Like, I'm sitting in a movie theater with my family, we're about to watch a nice movie, we're chilling, right? Well, all of a sudden, an employee comes in, and he's walking through, like, the first 2 rows of the theater with his little flashlight on. I thought he was just looking for something, to be honest. And I notice after he gets to, like, the last seat in the row, he turns his light off and he sits down. Now, keep in mind, me and my family are sitting, like, 5 or 6 rows above the first 2 rows of the theater, right? So, like, I can see this employee sitting in the front row because, like, we're kind of raised up a little bit on our seats. But he wasn't close enough to, like, talk to him or anything, right? Well, about a minute or 2 later, another employee walks in. This time, it's a woman employee. It's a girl. And she's doing the same thing. She walks in, she's got a little flashlight on because it's dark in the theater. She walks into the front row, sits down next to that guy, the other employee, turns her light off. Now, I don't think much of it. I think, okay, maybe they're just, like, hired to be in the theater and make sure everyone's behaving and not talking or something. Or maybe they're looking for something in the front row together. Maybe they're just skipping their work duties and they're watching a movie. Who knows, right? Who gives a shit? I didn't care, right? Well, a couple minutes later, the lights go completely off. They were already pretty dim and you couldn't really see shit, but now they were really off. And the movie starts. Or should I say, it was starting. It was showing, like, the beginning screen, like the credits of who was producing it and stuff. And the screen was so bright that it was kind of illuminating the first and second rows of the theater. And me and my family proceed to notice something that nobody should notice during a movie. The 2 employees are just in that front row, just fooling around, having a good time, doing something that you should only do behind closed doors, if you're catching my drift. Now, at first, I thought I was the only one that saw it, but then I looked to my right, and my dad's face looked horrified, and so did my sister's, and I was like, oh shit, dude, everyone sees this right now. I bet the rest of the theater sees it too, right? And quite literally, right after I have that thought, I hear this woman behind me, some random woman, probably like 60 years old, go, oh my gosh, what are they doing in the front row? That is so awful. And I couldn't even hold it in, bro. I laughed. It was so funny, her reaction. But before I know it, people are, like, standing up and, like, yelling at them. And you see them in the front row, like, struggling to, like, get off each other and, like, basically stop fooling around. And then they just ran out of the theater. The 2 employees. They just, like, ran out of the theater. And the one girl was, like, putting her hoodie back on when she was running out. It was very, like, some shit out of a movie, right? No pun intended. So after they get out of the theater, the rest of the theater is, like, talking super loud, and, like, we're not even focusing on the movie at this point. I'm pretty sure, like, the beginning credits were still playing, and I had kind of a genius idea. Actually, not really a genius idea. It's probably just what anybody would do in this situation. My dad paid for everybody's tickets, and there was a lot of people, so he paid a lot of money for this movie, right? And I didn't want him to pay full price for a movie that kind of got ruined so quickly by, these 2 employees. So I went up to the front of the theater, like where the like the ticket booth was and stuff, and the snack counter and stuff. And I went up to like where they sell the tickets, and I was like, "Hey, can I just talk to like a manager or something?" I went like full Karen, dude. And she's like, "Yeah, sure." And while I'm waiting for the manager, I look over to my right at the other ticket booth, and there's another person from my theater doing the same thing, talking to the manager. And after they get done talking, I see the manager come over to my booth. And she's like, "Hey, how can I help you?" And I was like, "Hey, so I was in that same theater that she was in. And yeah, these two employees, they were having some fun. And I'm just wondering if like we can get our money back." And she's like, "Don't worry, I'm way ahead of you. I'm refunding the entire theater. That is not okay. We expect so much better from our employees. Like whoever made the payment, just have them come out here and give us the card or whatever you paid with, and we'll refund you." So I went back into the theater. I told my dad, I was like, "Hey, you can get a refund." And instantly we all got up and went out there, and like he got his refund. And at that point, we were already out of the theater, and like we were just so like in disbelief at what just happened, and so like not in the mood to see a movie now, that we ended up leaving the theater and going to do something else. We went and got dinner together, and then from there, we went and saw a concert. Now you're probably wondering, Austin, what happened to those employees? Did they like keep their jobs? I'm gonna give you guys a moment of silence to guess what you think happened to them. They got fucking fired. Yeah, obviously. We ended up going back to that same movie theater like a week later, and I asked that same manager, because she was there, about the employees. I was like, "Are they still here?" And she's like, "Oh, hell no, we fired them instantly." So yeah, they got fired. But yeah, I think there's a very valuable lesson in this story time. If you work at a movie theater, or any public place, or just, even if you don't work there, even if you're just out in public with people, whether it be your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whoever it is, you should probably wait until you get home to do the deed. Doing it in the front row of a movie theater is a terrible idea. Doing it in public is a terrible idea and illegal. It's all illegal. Don't do it. Keep it in your pants. Wait till you're home. But yeah, dude, I just find this shit so ironic because like I've seen stuff like this happen before. Like I've went to movies before and I've seen like people that think because the lights are dim and that they're in the top row and can't be seen easily that they're going to get away with doing that. But like, never from an employee. 2 employees at that, dude. 2 fucking employees thinking they can get away with it in the front row where the screen is illuminating it. Part of me thinks that like they knew they were going to get caught and they were just like, "Fuck it, we're going to lose our jobs this way." And that's what they did. I don't know. But yeah, that's the end of the story time. That is the story of how I caught 2 movie employees doing it in the theater and they got fired and we got a refund. So kind of a W, but yeah. If you guys enjoyed this story time, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below. And subscribe if you're new. I will see you all later.
You gotta know your place. Bad bitches, pull up on me. I got 2 switches, 20 gauge rounds. Hit you up like it's nutrition. I've risen. Everything came to fruition.